to Unstoppable TV. I'm your host, Shelly Shelton, and you are in for a treat tonight. I have an incredible guest here tonight. Her name is Camitha Whipple. Oh my gosh, she is the bomb.com, straight out of New Jersey. So tonight we're going to talk about relationships, and I want to give her an opportunity to address you all here in the audience, virtually, those audience members that are here tonight. I want to give you an opportunity to get to know her. But let's give her an applause before we get rolling. All right, thank you, Camitha. Yes, so excited that you're here. All right, so Camitha, my first question for you, as we are focusing tonight on marriages, on relationships, talk to me first, talk to us first about who is Camitha. I want you to describe her. I want you to tell us what's important to her. Tell me about her.
Well, first I want to say thank you. Thank you very much, Shelly, for having me on. This is a real treat. Okay, so I could describe myself in a lot of different ways, but I think probably what makes the most sense and what's most relevant right now is I am a unashamed, unabashed Christian woman. I am a 36-year-old professional with 12 years of experience being sort of a problem solver. I've had lots of different jobs. I've been a problem solver, and the label that I cherish the most is wife and mother. I am a married mother of an 8-year-old. My husband and I have been married for 10 years. I married my college sweetheart, and things weren't always perfect. Things were pretty bad somewhere in the middle, but I'm grateful to God that we are, moving far from bad, moving through good to great, and on our way to phenomenal.
Awesome. I love it. So, all right, so let's transition into relationships. Now, you've already admitted to us, you shared with us, you are married, you've been married for quite a while here now. Now, how do you define what marriage is? And also tell us, where are you right now in your marriage? Describe that for us, if you would.
So marriage, the long and short of it is that marriage is two imperfect people coming together to try to create what they think is going to be a perfect relationship. And I think that's where I got it wrong. Like I said, right in the middle, somewhere around years 6, 7, and 8, I'd say were really hard. My husband and I'll give you a little bit of background. My husband and I share a lot of the same backgrounds. We're the same culture, same religious beliefs, same upbringing. And even same core values, we even agree on how to raise our son, but we have vastly different personalities. You do those personality tests. I'm a fan of the Myers-Briggs personality test. I'm an ENFJ. My husband is an ISTP. Absolutely nothing in common. And I think I'm learning now, again, year 9, and now I'm in year 10, that's actually an asset. That's a good thing, because we're able to balance each other's weaknesses. We're able to strengthen each other and support each other as we grow. But for a while, it was difficult. It was difficult. Almost every day, almost every conversation, we would have an argument that would just expand and expand and expand. And it was frustrating for me. It was frustrating because, I kept thinking to myself, there wasn't any breach in our trust. There wasn't one large momentous thing that made us not, love each other anymore. It really was just a failure to communicate. How can two committed, well-meaning people, Christians in love, right, with so much in common, just continually fight and bicker and mess, and not find a way to make it work? That's, for me, that's what was most frustrating, was that we just could not find a way to make it work. And it got pretty bad. I mean, can I tell tell a little bit about the story? So it got so bad for me that I remember I watched the movie Gone Girl. Have you ever seen Gone Girl?
Yes.
Okay, so Gone Girl, of course, is about spoiler alert, spoiler alert. A Gone Girl is about a woman who makes this elaborate plan in order to escape her life. And it's fiction, you know, it's based on a book. I'd never read the book, but when I watched the movie, I remember looking at the screen and feeling shocked and embarrassed that I had made a plan, not exactly like the woman on the screen, but I had made a plan to escape from my life. And again, it wasn't due to, you know, violence. There was no infidelity. But I had made a plan to escape. And I thought to myself, I am just one decision away from that very sad, very hopeless state. So I decided, you know what, I am going to stop doing things my way. I'm going to stop listing all of the things that he does wrong. I'm going to stop listing all of the things that he needs to change in my marriage. And instead, I decided I was going to pick up God's word. And I was determined that whatever God said to do, even if I didn't like it, I was going to do. And I feel like that's the key, right? Because you can get advice from all sorts of different sources, including the source, right? You can get advice from God himself, you know, you can read it, but if you're not willing to actually do the work, even when it doesn't make sense, you know, you still struggle, you're still doing it your way. And I knew that my way wasn't working. So like I said, you know, year 9 was really good. We moved away from that space. Year 10 is even better. And I'm no expert, but I think I found the solution. And I think that I found a solution to the peaceful marriage. And I'm working that solution every day to make my marriage more successful.
Awesome. So, and that was going to be my next question for you. So, in one sentence, how would you describe what a successful marriage is in one sentence? So, think about that.
Can I use a compound sentence?
Okay, go ahead with the compound.
Okay. I think the key to a successful marriage is peace. Not the absence of movement, not idleness, not even the absence of disagreement, but balance, right? Peace, lasting, authentic peace. Okay, so I think the key to marriage, a successful marriage, is peace. And peace is owning your responsibility of a situation, owning your responsibility, and then surrendering your control. It's ownership and then surrender. I know that was not one sentence, and I apologize, but I think that was one cohesive thought.
Awesome. Love it. Okay, so let's transition.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, so this is going to be a really, really profound question for you, and I think you're going to really add some value to this because. So the question is, what do you know for sure? This is a compound question, okay? So I want you to kind of group it up into about 2 sentences. So what do you know for sure about life, about the relationships that enter your space, and what do you feel you have to give to the world? So yeah, it's going to take like two or 3 sentences. So in 2 or 3 sentences, let's talk about what do you know for sure about life? Give me one sentence. So this is the thing that I loved about Oprah. So I would love to have taken her stage over after she left. So because she used to say, tell me, what do you know for sure? What do you know for sure? And I always, every single time she would say it, I always had an answer for her. So I was like, Oprah, if you would just come to Richmond, Virginia, and you would just ask Shelly Shelton, what do you know for sure? Like I had it for you, Oprah. I was ready. So what do you know for sure? Camitha Whipple, what do you know for sure about life? Tell me that in one sentence.
Gosh, it's really hard to say it in one sentence. I know for sure that it's hard to say it in one sentence. Okay, I'm trying really hard not to get super religious on you.
Mm-hmm.
I know for sure that God Oh man, I can't say it in one sentence. Okay, okay, I'm trying to crystallize it. I know it's a compound sentence. I'm sorry. I know for sure that God is love and that He truly wants the best for all of His people.
Yeah.
I think that's as short as I can make it.
I love it.
That's hard though.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So my next one for you. What do you know for sure about the relationships that enter your space?
Oh, I know the relationships that enter my space or everybody's space.
Your space.
My space. The relationships that enter my space are exactly the way that I want them to be. Like, not because I'm saying this wrong. I am responsible. I take ownership for the fact that my relationships are a reflection of who I am.
Absolutely.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Like it's not that I'm in a great space and everybody's perfect. Everybody's not perfect. The reason why I have a good marriage is because I'm a good wife. The reason why I have a good relationship with my son is because I'm a good mom. The reason why I have a good relationship with my mother is because I'm a good daughter. It starts with me first.
Absolutely.
If I become, okay, I'll say it that way. Here's one thing I know for sure. When I become the person I want to be, then the things that I want and desire are naturally attracted to me.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. So, and then my last question is, what do you know for sure about what you have to give to the world?
Me personally?
Yes, you personally.
Gosh, I would like to be able to offer people like me, people who found themselves in situations similar to what I found myself, either in relationships or other situations that are part of my life story. I would like to be able to offer people like me the methods, the principles, the tactics that God promises will work, and give them tips and tools that I use to stay resilient and peaceful and complete.
Awesome. All right. So I'm going to close with this question for you. And I think, Camitha, you really just answered it, though, because it was all about legacy. You know, what's the legacy that you want to leave? And I think you basically just answered that. But if you have anything else that you want to share about that, I'll give you the floor for that. If not, then my final question for you is, with where the state of marriage is right now, and, I'll say this. So, the President of the United States will give a State of the Union address. At some point, I will give a state of whatever address when it comes to relationships, divorce, stuff like that, because that's the platform that God has me on, with helping people with that from that standpoint. But the state of marriage, from where you are, how would you describe what today's state of the marriage is?
Marriages are in trouble. They're in trouble not because people aren't good people, not because they're not in love, but marriages are in trouble because we are failing. We, husbands and wives, we are failing to communicate with each other with respect and with love. I mean, we say that we love each other, but then we act in unloving ways. So our actions, especially when it comes down to just basic respect, we're not friends with each other. Our actions do not match up with the things that we say that we believe. You know, if what you believe and what you do become congruent, then your life becomes what you want it to be, what you desire it to be. It's all about being congruent and approaching your relationship with respect.
Absolutely. 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 Thank you so much, Camitha Whipple. Our time is up, but I have loved every single moment of it. If our studio audience would please give her a round of applause. Yes. Thank you, Camitha. Wonderful job. Thank you so much for being our special guest tonight. It is June 1st, 2018, and we had a phenomenal time talking with Mrs. Camitha Whipple. Camitha, we hope you will join us again on Unstoppable TV. Until the next time, and in between time, I'm going to say from all of us here, you are unstoppable. Thank you so much, and have a great night.